December 13th marked the 75th anniversary of the Nanjing Massacre in China. On December 13th, 1937, Nanjing, the then capital of China, was captured by Japanese troops who for 6 weeks terrorized the civilians there. Reports documented widespread rape and indiscriminate killing that went on there, with some estimates saying that the death toll rose to over 250,000 people. Zhao Zihong has collected news printings and photographs from the time of the event and spoke with us of the history.
终于就在那个南京大屠杀的75周年的前夕，能够收购到这么一大批的那个抗日的照片，我们都很开心的。每一张它都有当年的那个日期印章都盖在这里，而且当年巴尔的摩太阳报那个编辑用哪一部分的当年的痕迹都留在。
The event still is a matter of ill will between the two countries, with Japanese nationalists saying that the numbers were overinflated. The Nanjing Massacre remains one of the darkest times in world history over the last century. Yibing He, John Berge, ICN, San Francisco. Since the tragic school shooting in Connecticut on Friday, many politicians are saying that now is the time to enact stricter gun laws and enforcement. New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg and dozens of shooting survivors and victims' relatives are calling on Congress and President Obama to act now and do something before more are hurt. The mayor is appearing at City Hall today to gather support and to tell the stories of those hurt by gun violence around the country. Bloomberg is a longtime advocate for tougher national gun regulations. With Friday's massacre at Sandy Brook Elementary, Mayor Bloomberg is leading a re-energized push for gun control, saying the issue demands immediate national action. Yibing He, John Berge, ICN, San Francisco. China has issued new regulations that will give foreigners with green cards almost all of the same rights and benefits as Chinese nationals. Foreigners who have obtained permanent residency are now entitled to the same pension, education, and property rights as Chinese citizens. Immigration law specialists are very positive about the new changes and say that it is a good reflection of China's willingness to attract more global talent and a major step forward for China's legal system. Now, they are calling for a relaxation of the qualifications necessary for a foreigner to obtain permanent residency in the country. Fewer than 5,000 foreigners have been given green cards as of the end of last year, a very low figure when compared to other developed countries. Yibing He, John Berge, ICN, San Francisco. The Academy of Art University in San Francisco has been the target of some criticism in the last few years, but few can deny the major impact that the school has had on the economy of the city. Students of the Academy annually generate around $170 million in economic activity in the city, spending on supplies, housing, tuition, and living expenses, and $316 million across the Bay Area. The Academy of Art has almost tripled in size in the last decade, currently having more than 18,200 students and owning more than 40 properties throughout San Francisco. School President Eliza Stevens says that the school is not only benefiting the city, but also the students who have a very high rate of landing successful jobs after graduation. Yibing He, John Berge, ICN, San Francisco. Since the California State Supreme Court has upheld a law abolishing redevelopment agencies, cities are adjusting to a smaller revenue stream. Santa Clara has decided to fight back against the ruling, with the city council sending a letter to constituents warning of an impending loss of public funds and asking for help. Very soon, the state of California will likely ask Santa Clara to transfer more than $300 million in funds, and if they do, the city will sue to try and keep that money in place. Some of the money the state would reclaim would come back to the city through state-funded agencies, but the amount would be much less than the funds lost. If Santa Clara were to sue, it would not be alone in this issue. Yibing He, John Berge, ICN, San Francisco. With the holiday season comes holiday decorations, and if you know where to look, you can find some beautiful houses covered in lights. One of the biggest and brightest displays can be found in Livermore, California, at Deacon Dave's house, which has been an annual tradition for over 30 years now. People will line up for over an hour on busy days before Christmas just to get a chance to see. Many houses will connect their lights to music and put on shows or bring out Santa for the kids to come and see. To look up good houses in your area, you can go to CaliforniaChristmasLights.com, which will give you a map of the houses sorted by city and rated for quality. Ibing He, John Berge, ICN, San Francisco.